I'm going to give you a set of, this will change your life and change the life of your clients. If you're a hypnotist, here we go. The hypnotist secret code to happiness. It's like clients come in, I just want to be happy, right? And don't you want to be happy? That's what we're going to do. And you're going to learn about XMEFB from a different angle. I've covered this before in an earlier video, but we're going to hit it from a different angle today. And who I say we, I've got Kimberly back, Kimberly Lorenz. She is she's an experienced hypnotist, 5-pather, first became certified and then got advanced training in 2020. She is also one of our instructors, a certified professional hypnosis instructor. She is also a 7-path teacher of the ultimate 9th degree. And she's also just a thrilling, wonderful person and a true believer. How you doing, Kimberly?
I am doing fantastic. I am so happy to be here. I just love talking with you and sharing these amazing secrets that we've done so far. And let me introduce you really quick. This is Cal Banyan, everybody. He is an amazing human being. He is my personal teacher and mentor. He is the responsible for this podcast you're watching with 600 plus videos of free hypnosis training. He developed 5-path and 7th-path self-hypnosis. And man, I could just go on and on and on. Thank you, Cal, for having me here today.
Oh, go on. Just kidding. Hey, I'm so excited to have you back. And this is number 4 that we're doing, I think. Is it 4 already?
No, this is 3.
Number 3? Oh my goodness, what I leave. Oh, next time we're going to be why we must get... Oh, that's going to be really good too. Hey, last one we did was only the best hypnotists do these 3 things. And before that, we did how to be your own hypnotist. So when you get done with this one, go back and watch those because they're really great. All right.
Let's talk. All right. So today we're going to talk about that secret code for happiness. But first, before we get there, I want to tell everybody a little story. I want you to imagine that you just stepped into a time machine. Maybe it's a DeLorean, I don't know. And you went back in time and you visited maybe ancient Egypt and you walked out of that DeLorean and you were holding your cell phone. And man, those people that you saw, they would think that technology, that car, that cell phone was magical. They wouldn't understand it at all. And we, as in our time, are walking around, we have this mind of ours that works in a very specific way, and we don't understand it. It's like magic to us. It's mysterious. But if a person from ancient times were taught how to use that technology or were taught what it was all about, they would be able to use it, understand it, use it as a tool, and find happiness with that tool. And in the very same way, I think most people don't know, and many hypnotists don't know, the secret code to finding and understanding happiness, how our mind is really working. So that's the goal here today.
So, it's like, what if you actually could manifest how you feel? What if you could actually feel better and have a modicum of a sense of control in your life? Kimberly's going to let you in on the secret code, XMEFB. Go for it.
All right, awesome. So we're going to talk about, I got my little sheet here. We're going to talk about X first, because that's the first part of the secret code. X stands for something happened. Something happened in your life. You brought it, you perceived it through your senses. So you might have heard it, or you saw it, or you felt it, and your brain can then process it. You have X happen. Something happened in your life. That's the first letter. Anything you want to add, Cal?
I'm just sitting here enthralled.
Okay. And the next one is M, right? M stands for the meaning that your subconscious mind has given to that event in your life. So it can usually be a positive or it can be a negative, but whatever it is, it's usually just automatically done. It's kind of like autopilot, especially if you've experienced that thing before in your life, your brain already knows what category, positive or negative, that thing gets. All right. And then we go on to E, XME. E is when we begin to perceive emotions, and we may have thoughts about that thing in our minds. All right. And the next is F. F stands for feelings. We then have a feeling in the body, and all these things are happening pretty much automatically. They are kind of an autopilot that our mind has, especially if we've had this before. So we have the thing happens, it gets a meaning, we have the emotion, and then we feel it in the body. And then the last one, B, we have a behavior. Our body sometimes just acts without us even thinking. We jump away from creepy crawlies. We have behaviors that result from this chain of events, this flow of consciousness. So finally, we have the final X over here. That's when you have acted, you have behaved, and something new happens. And that's the secret code, XMEFB.
Awesome, Kimberly. So, M. M is your point of power. Okay. So we don't have a lot of control over X. Things happen, right? There should be a bumper sticker, that says X happens. You know what I mean? Okay. And, we have some control over X, but, we talked about a previous video, make God laugh, tell God your plans, and life still has its own plans. It comes up. Now, what happens is M. M is the meaning that you give to things in your life. Some of the meanings, like Kimberly was talking about, we've already given them because we see the same people have the same job, same car, same dog, same cat, or whatever, and we've given these things meanings. Sometimes those meanings have to be examined. Or when something new comes into our life, see, in the most general terms, the meanings that we give things are good or bad. And by good, I mean, this thing that just happened is, for good would be, this thing that just happened is going to enable me to get what I want. Okay. Bad means this is going to inhibit, slow down my ability to get my needs met, what I want, right? And so what happens is X, you give it meaning, good, bad, right? Positive, negative, which causes chemicals in the body, in the brain, which that's emotions. You notice we have emotions and feelings. They're two different things. Emotions are the chemicals and electrical signals that happen in the brain, right? So if you think something, here's interesting, E and F are automatic. M can be automatic, but we want to get out of that reflexive mode into a responsive mode. Okay. Some people, they just have a bad attitude about everything, right? And they're just seeing everything as negative. And so we can help our clients get out of that. Or maybe they're seeing some particular subset of things negative, like, oh, I'm not good at school, or I'm not going to be good at work. And they have these negative meanings that they're giving things. So X happens. M can be positive or negative. That creates either positive feel good chemicals in the brain or negative feel bad chemicals in the brain. Okay. But our brain cannot feel. So where are those chemicals and electrical signals felt? In the body. That's what we call emotions, feelings. Okay. Now those feelings, we're designed to move away from pain and towards pleasure. So when our body feels good, then that reinforces that behavior. If it feels bad, then that tends to decrease that behavior. Okay, so XMEFB, what happens is our point of power is M. What we want to do is examine that, do reality check, and so on. You want to take it from there?
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. All of our M's that we tend to encounter most of our days are automatic. They're kind of like autopilot. Unless we sit and examine them, we're just going to automatically respond like we always have, until we begin to understand where we can interrupt that process and perhaps make changes. Remember, I think subconsciously as an organism, we're always trying to move away from pain and into pleasure. And so if that kind of a autopilot is a negative or not very helpful behavior in your life, we need to examine the meaning that we're giving that thing. So there's a couple ways. In fact, there's a lot of people out there on social media talking about all the different ways that we can really change the meaning. And when you really come down to it, it's time and consistency, which sometimes we don't have the willpower for. Sometimes it just takes so long, or we're just so resistant to change. It's really hard. We get very frustrated. Or hypnosis, because hypnosis is just got this amazing ability. We're talking and working right with the subconscious when you're in hypnosis. We can get in there right at where that meaning is kind of programmed, and we can instantly change it with hypnosis. And that's what makes hypnosis so powerful. And self-hypnosis as well, like we've talked about before, to begin changing the meanings that we have for particular experiences in our life.
Awesome. So back to this, right? So something happens, you give it meaning. Mostly that's done at the conscious mind, right? And then emotions, this happens at the subconscious level of the mind. And then body consciousness, the part that runs the body, is the unconscious mind. So if we want to change how we feel and what we do, then we need to work on how we are adding meaning to things, and also the emotions that we're generating. Some of the meanings are habitual. The habitual part of that, actually, this is going to be a little bit complicated, but if we give meanings to things habitually, habits are held within the subconscious mind where emotions are. So what happens is we don't want to just react automatic to important things in our lives. We can reclaim our emotional state by saying, wait a minute, is what I'm thinking actual, a reality check? We do that reality check and we get out of reactive, just reacting all the time, and sometimes overreacting, right? Into taking back control by examining the meaning that we're giving X. And I'm not talking about your ex. Okay. And there's a country song, all my exes live in Texas, right? I'm not talking about that kind of ex. This is anything that happens in your life. What do you think about that, Kimberly?
I think it's great. I just get so excited talking about this. I think I could talk for hours. But what I really want to talk about this moment is that as a hypnotist, it is so important that you communicate how this secret code really can help your clients. They need to begin to really understand that they have the power. They have the power to go in and start interrupting that autopilot, that automatic meaning that is ascribed to things. They can do that many different ways, but the way that we five pathers prefer is that 1, 2, 3 self-coaching. Be first becoming aware of the emotions and the feelings. But there's other ways too, but you really need to understand this flow of conscious, this secret code, so that your clients can understand it. They need to be able to understand that their mind has specific steps it goes through. And by understanding how to interrupt that process, they have the power and the control to begin to change themselves.
Awesome. This really came out of me teaching this, right? This is like the super Reader's Digest conversion of the Secret Language of Feelings book. So there you go. All right. What else you got for us?
Well, the last thing I want to cover is that it's important, again, to communicate this and teach this to your clients, and they can really grab hold of it, because what it does is it doesn't just help them change behaviors, but it really puts them in the driver's seat in their life. They are then in control. They are no longer autopiloting all the time, or when they have an autopilot that they don't like, they have the power to change it. They can steer their life in the direction that is most helpful to them. Most of our clients come to us with behaviors that started long ago that are no longer helping them. And so if they understand the process by which they actually create these habits or autopilot programs, they then have the power to change it. It only enhances everything we do in hypnosis. And when a person feels like they have agency over their life, they're much more motivated to change. It's the people who have and feel hopelessness that feel it's just too risky to put effort in. So when a person has hope, when a person has power and agency, they're much more motivated to work with you as a team and achieve their goals.
Thank you for that. When people walk out of my office and they have something in their hand that's a tool, like the secret language of feelings, or I can hand them this. And there's a version of it I have I can give to clients that writes out X is this and M is this and so on. And when people have tools that make sense, that they can understand and aren't too doggone complicated. I mean, XMEFB, that's pretty simple once you got it figured out, right? And then they become hopeful and they become empowered and they become able to change. Awesome. Great job, Kimberly.
Yep, thank you. And the last thing I want to say on this topic is that this isn't just esoteric knowledge. This isn't just for the sake of knowledge itself. This is actually really practical things that people can do in their lives. They just have to understand it. And if you can explain it to them, they really will have practical tools in their life to change it. So it is not just for the purposes of having more things to talk about. It really is a practical tool.
Awesome. All right, wrap it up.
Well, that's all I have to say. So thank you so much again for having me on. I am, just so you know a little bit about me, you can find me at lorenzhypnosis.com. I'm a board certified hypnotist. I'm a certified professional hypnosis instructor. I have a class coming up in April. I have 2 more planned this year and one in January 2023. So if you'd like to be a part of my training, I would love to have you. Just visit my website and connect with me that way. Thank you so much, Cal.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. It's been a delight. I look forward to our next video together. And everybody knows I'm Cal Banyan, and I can be found on calbanyan.com where all my videos are. Love to see you in class. My schedule's on calbanyan.com. So that's it. Bye for now. Cal Banyan, over and out.